What do you say we get into our key takeaways from this one?
Let's do it.
As we go through the takeaways, guys, let us know if you agree or disagree, or if you have another takeaway that you thought was more important than the ones we were about to talk about. These are our structured takeaways from the game, not just our raw reactions, but stuff that we actually put some thought into for more than 3 seconds of our day.
And air quotes.
Either yesterday or today. Let's talk number 3, buddy. It's none other than our head coach on the hot seat, Mike McDaniel. To me, he was back to his old self in this game. I thought that the play calling left a lot to be desired. We turned to bubble screen central in the worst possible times.
100%.
Once again, we took timeouts at awkward times. Made no sense. And then 4th and goal on the 1-yard line.
Yeah, what was that, dude?
Washington has no timeouts left. There's less than 2 minutes on the clock, so they don't even get the 2-minute warning timeout. And we go for it on 4th and 1, which I'll be honest, at the time I was a fan of. I wanted to go for the jugular. I thought with great confidence that Ollie was going to get that in. And then Mike decided, you know what we'll do? We'll run behind Cole Strange. That'll do it. That'll be the ticket. He's only been getting abused by the Washington defense all game. But let's run behind Cole Strange. And then look shocked when it doesn't work. Taylor said in our chat, this was one of the worst decisions he's made all season long. Do you agree?
Oh, 1,000% yes. Yeah. I think this might be one of his worst decisions ever. From a simple fact that if we can see where the weakness is on our offensive line, you have to believe that they can, for fuck's sake. These are like
you would think
professional fucking football players and coaches. Like if we are sitting and watching it on our TV, like, oh, hope they don't run behind Brunskill because he sucks ass. Or not Brunskill, Cole Strange.
Yeah.
And then they turn around and run behind. I mean, I don't know. Like if I saw somewhere, I don't remember where I saw it, but I do believe if we lost this game, it would have been because of this decision, and Mike would have been fired immediately. I do believe that. I think he is on a game-to-game kind of basis here, right?
I've been waiting with bated breath all day for the news to come across my phone that he was fired.
Yeah, he won. They won't fire him. Ross desperately wants to hold on to him until the end of the year because we are in a little bit of a run here, and we do have a slate of very winnable games.
But what does that buy you?
Hey, it's not our decision, right? I'm just saying, like that. I mean, that's what's being reported. I don't know if it's true or not. I have no. I'm not friends with Mike McDaniel. I don't want to be friends with Mike McDaniel.
I would run away. I would literally move countries if that happened.
And then I'll follow you to Spain.
One thing I want to point out, and because people will say, well, what's the point, right? What's the point? We don't have a good backup. We don't have a good coach that could come in and take over for him. Here's the point. The Giants let Daboll go last week, right? Brian Daboll, for whatever reason, signed off on Jackson Dart. That was his guy.
Okay.
Signed off on signing Jameis Winston. Signed off on signing Russell Wilson. Went on, despite everything we've seen from Russell Wilson the past few years, as awful as he's been, to start Russell Wilson for 4 games.
Yeah.
Before putting Jackson Dart in. And then, when Dart gets hurt, he's putting Russell Wilson in. And the first thing we see when Mike Kafka takes over, is Russ is sent to the bench and Jameis Winston's put in the game. And I think that's the difference. These guys sitting behind the coach are not in the tunnel that the head coach is in. And sometimes they will make decisions that get guys playing who we think should be playing, and maybe guys who actually should be playing. And guys on our team that I think should be playing more, and we've started to see them play more. Zeke Biggers, Jordan Phillips, Kenneth Grant, all should be playing over Benito Jones. Sorry, Benito, I know you worked really hard. You were an undrafted free agent. You worked your way up, but you're not the future here.
Right, exactly.
You're on a 1-year deal. You're out the door at the end of the season because we drafted 3 freaking defensive tackles. And we signed Sealer to a long-term thing. And then if you're looking at the backup quarterback who've been swapping to QB2 all year round, I bet that changes. I bet Tua maybe even gets benched. What the difference is that the head coach, when they are hitting that panic button, like Mike McDaniel is, absolutely, if you don't believe he's hitting the panic button, just watch, man.
Of course he is.
He knows that his job is on the line.
Of course he does. If he doesn't, I mean, what that tells me a lot more about him.
Right.
Than,
So he is making decisions on emotion. He is making decisions on being as conservative as he possibly can to try to salvage anything he can because he is stuck here, right? And all the coaches around him are outside of that tunnel thinking, why aren't you doing this? Or why aren't you making this change? Or why aren't you adjusting this play to do this instead of doing that, right? That's the difference. The longer we keep him here in this stalemate sort of role, the worse it's going to get. And maybe we win some games, and maybe we finish with 7 wins, and then we end up with the 13th overall pick in the draft again. And all that really does for us is delay the inevitable just a little bit longer.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you, right? With all of that. I care. I don't really give a shit about where we draft this year. If we're going to go on a run, cool. Let's go on a run. Fuck it. Because I want to see some of the players that I personally think are foundational players or players that I would like to see on this team long term in the next phase of this rebuild of this franchise. I want to see them get as much quality play as possible. And I also want to solidify the poor players that are starting, Tua, for example, because they're going to keep. Mike's not going to bench Tua. Unless we rattle off a handful of losses in a row, then maybe, because we're getting to the end of the season, and why not?
Yeah.
But there needs to be definitive proof with this with the higher ups in this organization, because they're not, for whatever reason, they look at Tua as, and I'm reading between the lines here, as the guy still, as a guy, potential guy. Maybe he's just hit a rocky spot. Maybe there's a bad team around him. Maybe it was Chris Greer's fault, whatever the case is. If we're going to look, let's ride the roller coaster. I'm cool with it. If Mike stays till the end of the year, cool, whatever. Okay. Mike has done a lot of good in this league in his tenure in Miami. If you look at a lot of the offenses across, and I will credit Kyle Krabs with this comment, and I'm paraphrasing, but if you look around the NFL, the majority of offenses have taken parts of Mike McDaniel's offense and incorporated into. So he is a difference maker. He has changed the NFL's offense, which means that he was a very good offensive mind. The problem is everything that he is, there's a lot that he's not.
Yeah.
And we have said it on the show. You've said it in various ways. Mike McDaniel is going to be a phenomenal offensive coordinator at his next stop, and will be, in my opinion, at least, a better head coach on the second team that he's a head coach for. Because hopefully he's taking everything that he learns here, all of the good, all of the bad, and will apply it to the next team.
I'd be surprised if he gets another. Sorry, I would just be surprised if he gets another head coaching job, and not even because of his coaching, just because of the way he carries himself. I do not think there's many owners.
Yes, Miami or bust.
Right. I don't think there's many other owners out there that would.
You don't think his style and his stuff will be good in Cleveland?
No. Certainly none of the Midwest teams. There's 0% chance.
Pittsburgh, he wouldn't.
None of the Texas teams.
He won't replace Tomlin. Is that what I'm hearing?
You're looking at a California team or like Seattle, maybe. But
Portland.
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
But let me ask you a question. So what I was alluding to earlier about my stance changing on Mike McDaniel was that he has done a lot of good in his time here, and he has made his imprint and put his thumbprint on the NFL's offense, because there's been a lot of stuff that was taken from him. I have not changed on the fact that I think he needs to go. Yeah. But I do want to ask you a question, and the chat, please chime in here, because I'm very curious to hear your guys' thoughts, because I do have a very strong opinion about this, which I will not share until later. Do you think that this is more of a Mike McDaniel problem, this being what we are witnessing as Dolphins football this year, or do you think that it is more on Tua?
Oh, beginning of the year, I thought it was Mike all the way.
Yeah.
Past 3 or 4 games, it's a Tua problem. We have a quarterback who has nothing going for him right now.
Yeah.
He has, seeing him in front of the mic, in front of the media, I wonder if he's even all there half the time.
Bro, did you watch that clip that sent us in the chat?
It's honestly what is he
saying?
It's like a child is answering the questions. It's really concerning. And I know Jorge's been saying it for a while that the concussions have caught up to him, and I usually just kind of dismiss it, but I think he might be onto something.
Yeah, I don't know. What was the question? They were like, well, if you could play another
play
game,
in anywhere else in Europe, where would you play? And he said Hawaii.
and he's like, oh, I mean, I know that's. And he said, listen to this, chat. I don't know if you guys have seen this video, but it's somewhere. You go find it on Dolphins Media on Twitter. I think is where it was. But they were like, somebody post game was like, you know, if you could play anywhere in Europe next time, where would it be? And he said Hawaii. And then he like took a minute, paused, and said, oh, I mean, I know Hawaii is in the United States. Okay, so if I could play anywhere in Europe, it would be Jerusalem. Yeah, Jerusalem would be cool to play.
Wouldn't it? He asked the media, wouldn't it? Jerusalem.
Yeah, Jerusalem's known for as a big sports,
big football player, big football. Jesus and the apostles, they'll all be there too.
That's hilarious, dude.
What else was I gonna say? You made a point before that I wanted to piggyback on.
Sorry.
Oh, to the point of winning and not caring about draft pick. I do care where we pick, by the way, because I think that we have picked in a mediocre spot for so long.
Sure.
And I want to give a new GM as good a pick as they can possibly handle.
Of course. Please understand that. That's
I know, but
I don't give a shit. But
my point is, I do not care if we're winning if we're starting the young guys, because that means we have something in the young guys, right? That means there's talent there that are capable of winning. But as long as we're still starting veterans who don't have a future here, the winning is useless to me.
Yeah.
To them, it's a big deal. And I see you all in the chat talking about, them smiling and them being happy in their mental state. There is very much a human side to this. But understand that I'm here to opine on the state of the team, not the state of the people on the team.
Yeah.
And the state of the team is not good, in my opinion.
Shambles. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some bright spots, and there are some foundational pieces, and there are some really good young talent. But you're right. This team, from top to bottom, objectively, is in shambles.